So this is a relationship where we've been given the relationship in a table. So we can see that when we produce bicycles, it looks like as they produce more bicycles, they're earning more money. Okay? But at the beginning, when they start, they have a profit of already $200. Okay, so how does this work? Okay, so we have a starting point. So this is our starting point, and we're going to go up by some ratio of change, and hopefully it's consistent and it'll give us a straight line pattern. So when I look at this ratio of change, there's a plus 30, there's a plus $3,000. So for every 30 bikes, we earn $3,000. So that looks like about $100 a bike. So I'm going to write this as a ratio of change. So the change in Y compared to the change in X. Okay, we're going to write this as $3,000. That's going to go up by $3,000 for every 30 bikes that are produced. And if I want to find the unit rate, this is going to be $100 per bike. Okay, so that's our unit rate, or our multiplier. So the rate in this problem is it's going to be $100 per one bike. Okay, so this all represents our changes. Okay, this is our changes, and this is our changes here. Okay, where does the profit start at? So we start with a profit already of $200. Okay, that represents our starting point. Okay, so that $200 represents our starting point. So now that we have described the starting point or starting position, we know the rate at which it increases, we should be able to write an equation and graph this. Okay, so if I were to describe this relationship, I'm going to start at $200 and go up $100 for every bike. So my profit then is my dependent variable. It's going to be $200 plus my rate is $100 per bike times number of bikes. Okay, or we could say Y equals 200 plus 100 times X. Okay, so let's graph this. So when we graph this, I'm going to start at $200, so somewhere way down here. For 20 bikes produced, what was 20 bikes in my table? Or 30 bikes with 3,200. So 30 bikes with 3,200, so somewhere around here. Okay, there's 3,200. My table, 40 bikes was 4,200. 40 bikes, 4,200. Okay, I can see that I have a straight line pattern. Okay, it's establishing a straight line pattern. 60 is going to be 6,200. Okay, 90 is going to be 9,200. So somewhere 9,200. So it looks like it's about there. Okay, and the points do line up. They look like they're lining up in a straight line. So they're starting at $200. And it's going up. It's a constant rate. Okay, and again, the constant rate represents my ratio of change. Okay, it's gone up. In this case, plus $2,000 for 20 bikes that were sold, plus 20 bikes. Okay, and again, that is our ratio of change. That's our slope triangle. Okay, and that ratio of change shows up as my multiplier. So where do we see the ratio of change? We see it in the triangle here. We see it as a multiplier. We also see it in the changes on the outside of the table. So I'm going to write those down. So number one, I see it as in the slope triangle, okay, it's the multiplier. In the equation, it is also the changes on the outside of the table. Okay, so there we want to connect those ideas with each other. Okay, so that goes with my ratio of change, the slope triangle, the multiplier, the changes on the outside of the table.